like the morning. I'll be shining like the sunrise, beautiful as dawn is. Dancing in the darkness.
Substance abuse is becoming a major health and social problem both internationally and in South Africa, particularly in Durban, the third largest city in South Africa and the busiest port in Africa. Recently, this city has been named as the fourth most dangerous city to live in the entire world. This has been reported by the Crime Index by City 2021 survey carried out by a statistics website. Since there are poor areas surrounding the city, muggings and robberies are very common. The motive behind this is drugs. This documentary will look into individuals expressing their views on substance abuse, and those that have been on any substance abuse will share their experiences.
Underneath the shadows and holograms, we become bleeding machines, searching for a heartbeat.
My childhood upbringing was, I had a good upbringing. I had both parents, I went to 2 good schools. Mine came about when I started high school in standard 6. Trying out, you know, you're young, you want to try drugs, and yeah, that's when it came about. I made the wrong choices. I wanted to be like my friends, even though I was hanging around with the wrong crowds. I started off with weed, then I started taking cocaine, ecstasy. I moved on to sugars and heroin. I was obviously working at the time, before getting pocket money and all of that. I used to sell things, used to pawn things from home. Yeah, that was feeding my habit. My deepest and lowest point in using was when I knew it became a problem. I was using every day, during work hours, at home, and I was lying, stealing. It just, yeah, it got out of hand.
I think the reason why people take drugs, the main reason why people take drugs is because they have issues, maybe family issues, social issues, mental issues, health issues. I think they use drugs as the getaway from all those situations.
I don't think all drugs are addictive. If you overly, excessively use them,
because
then
if you use drugs to distress, whenever you stress, you take drugs. But then if you take them in large quantities all the time, obviously you're going to get addicted to them.
you never sober. You always rely on certain drugs for you
that's
to.
not healthy.
I get that.
Most drugs are addictive. Most drugs are addictive because some people can't live a day without smoking cigarettes, and some people can't go a day without injecting themselves. So I'd say drugs are addictive, you know. Yeah.
So people just do drugs because it's what they experience, it's how society is. It's what we're living in, growing up in places that aren't suitable for our lives. You end up doing drugs because, you know, you're not supposed to be there, bro. Now you're doing drugs because you're there.
Usale wabthelezi mfethu kodwa true ama-drugs ngila eminyango eThekwini. Mina ngibhema i-rock nehunga mfethu. Ngiqale ngibhema insango mfethu, futhi kancane kancane ngaze ngagcina sengibona ngathi insango ayifiki la ngifuna ifike khona. Sengike ngazama ukuya kehunga. Angiseyona into engangifisa ukuba yiyona. Mfethu ngangifisa ukuba iphoyisa mfethu. Ngiyaqhekeza mfethu ukuze ngithole i-drugs, sometimes ngibambe inkunzi. Ngenza noma yini mfethu. Mina ngeke ngiyimagine life yami ngasawabhema ama-drugs. Ngabathephisa ngokuthi abantu abangawashaya ama-drugs bangawabhemi ngoba awekho right mfethu. Impilo yomuntu ayayishintsha. Ngeke kube yilento ufisa ukuba yiyona.
No, I've never taken any drugs before. I think the reason is because I just get too scared when the opportunity presents itself, that I get scared that I might get addicted or something like that, so yeah.
I've never taken any drug before. The reason being is that I have never found a reason why should I take a drug? So I've never taken a drug.
I don't take drugs, but I drink alcohol. It's a way to have fun, you know, unwind after a long day at work.
A glass of
After
wine.
a heartbreak, you need wine.
It slaps. Wine, ice cream, and blunts.
And
Slap.
good company from your friends.
Of course.
I've only taken one drug, and it's not a drug, it's marijuana. And I take it because it is a soothing and healing herb, and it really makes me feel good. And I also took it in the beginning to lose weight. And it's just, you know, it's not as bad as people think it is. I take it because I like it. I like it, yeah.
When I had my accident in 2019, my car accident, I woke up in ICU and I had a second chance to live. So that's when I thought, no, let me come clean, let me tell the family that I do have a problem because we have to sort this out. The first steps was obviously first admitting to that I have a problem. Told my family about it. Then my cousin also in recovery, so he jumped on board. He said, no, I must go to meetings and go to a rehabilitation center, stuff like that.
And now this is a very special place where people who have reached a dead end in their life, and maybe they see no way out. Their life just became hopeless from drug addiction. They come here broken, hopeless, and this is where they meet. And this is where they meet Christ, and this is where their new life begins.
The cleansing process was with the Project Exodus. I started going to meetings. We get tested every week at the meetings. We done a course where you learn about addiction and recovery at the same time. I've used drug over a period of my lifetime, nearly 17, 18 years. I started from a young age, and yeah, you do get those cravings. It doesn't go away, but there's a way you can go about it. I either write in my journal, speak to my wife about it. If I feel like I want to use, we got a community, so on WhatsApp, I can WhatsApp the guys and they're there to help. They phone straight away if you need help. Tell everybody, everybody's got their own story, and there are people out there to help you. You don't have to do it by yourself.
How I would describe my relationship with my husband while you're still using is very toxic. The best way to describe it, the analogy I heard was a tornado. A tornado is nice and calm in the middle. That's the addict. They think it's all calm, yet they're causing this destruction on the outside. Do I consider myself a positive influence in his transition? Yes, in a way I do, because then he realizes it's family he has to get back to, but in certain instances I wasn't because of my anger towards it. I fear that he would relapse. I fear it every day. Do I see a change in the house since he's been clean? Yes, I do, financially in that. No more fighting as much, but there's still a long way to go. My advice to other women that have going through the same thing with their husband or partner is to be strong, to just get a support group, because a lot of the time the families are left out of the journey of recovery, and yeah, find someone because you're not alone.
Just be honest and give it your all. At the end of the day, it's your choice, and you have to make the right choices in life. When it comes to me, I did not make the right choices, and I look back on that. If I did make the right choices, I wouldn't be where I was. We involved with Project Exodus. We done a facilitators course, so we got that certificate behind us, and in future, yes, we would want to open up a group center somewhere on a bluff, closer to our church, and yeah.
So why exactly do people take drugs and alcohol? The answers to this question are very broad. The feeling that comes with the first smoke or the first sip can be very soothing, but the long-term effects are dreadful. The effects can be physical and psychological. You act, feel, and even think differently after taking drugs. So please, think twice before you harm your body.
Ain't alone, 'cause you ain't around, baby, since you've been around.